Hey folks, welcome to Opals NZ. This week is week 2 of our Coober Pedy versus Mintabie challenge. Last week we cut a couple of beautiful stone Mintabie gems, and this week we're going to be cutting a piece of Coober Pedy, which is potentially going to be better, maybe. So let's have a look. Okay, so this is our piece of Coober Pedy for this week that we're going to cut. It's 6.85 carats in the rough, and it's showing some pretty nice colour, but the bars look a little bit mixed up. So yeah, we will just have to see how that goes. Just a quick review of the last week's stones. These are the two Mintabies that we cut, and that's 1.88 carats, and this one's 1.05, and they're pretty nice. Cheers for all your comments on the last video, and yeah, we'll see what happens with this one and see if you got it right. So let's jump on the wheels and get started. Okay, so first thing I want to do is see where the bar meets up and how much of this corner I'm going to have to take off. There is another bar on the back as well, so we'll need to have a look at that as well. Let's get the water going. See it just coming in there. Up the corner there as well. Looks like it sort of bubbles up here a little bit. Okay, yeah. Like it's a different, almost like a different bar. So we may lose a lot of this end, or have to slice it off or something. Right, I'm just gonna, because I don't want to grind too much more colour away off of these two sides here, I'll just go ahead and take the top off now. Well, I might just clean around this edge a little bit. Oh, that looks quite nice there. Lots of mixed up bars. Alright, let's go. Let's do it. Let's take the top off. Oh, there's colour showing there already. That's good. Oh, that looks quite nice. That's a different colour bar. Oh man. So there's some nice colour there, but then there's potch underneath it. Oh. Oh no, it's showing up under there as well. That's good. Maybe it does all join up. Wow, it's actually quite a nice colour, look at that. Still a little bit of haziness on the top, hoping it'll come out. We've got a big gouge out of that side, which should come out. That's quite nice. Alright, let's have a look at this back. Colour coming through there already. It's not much really. Not worth slicing off, it's too thin and weak. So I won't worry about that one. Get the sand out. Pretty much out of there. Colour bar. Yeah, so there's definitely two colour bars with a potch line there that you can see goes right between them, and they're swirly as well. So the question is do I keep that colour on the top, or do I go down to the next bar? Okay, so I've had a bit of a think about it, and I'm going to cut this into a drop and just take the colour that I can see there, because that's quite nice, and it's got red, even red, like a lot of orange and a tiny bit of red, and even a bit of blue and green in places. So that's actually pretty decent. It's kind of milky, but still make quite a pretty stone, I reckon. And that bar under it, although it does flash nicely there, it doesn't really show up much there. And if you see, it sort of
concave. It's concave the wrong way. It sort of dips down like that. So if I come down this here, I'll be able to get all that. And that, so there's that potch line there that follows the curve of that bar. So I could get, I could take it down there, but it looks like it peters out here as well, which is not great, although I imagine it looks like it is inside there. So it's a bit of a, you can see that potch line comes all the way across. Yeah, it's tempting, but the bird in the hand is worth two in the bush, and that bird in the hand there is pretty nice orange. So, yeah. The brightness of that doesn't really beat that out, so I'll just go for a drop like that. So we'll just come in a little bit to get rid of that concaved area there with the chips and stuff, scratches. So we'll take a little bit of colour off there and go for our stone about there. And hopefully it gets less foggy. There's a decent amount of thickness on that, but it slopes off on this side here. So yeah, we'll be looking at something like that, which will be probably 3 carats. So that's pretty cool. Alrighty, let's do it.
Okie dokie, we're done with the Coober Pedy piece, and it's come out to 2.8 carats. I did the back by hand, and I'm pretty happy with that setting edge. It was quite tricky to do by hand, being such a long stone. It's quite hard to handle it, but I managed to do it, and that's good. So my skills are getting better with that. Pattern's nice on this, and there's a good combination of colours. There's some really nice, sort of fairly rare colours like that light blue there, that lightning blue. There's a bit of potch in the stone. There's a tiny little inclusion there. It was a chip which I couldn't quite get out. A bit of flagstone, and a little tiny bit of chaff in places, and a sort of a rolling flagstone. Awesome colours, really happy with the stone. I'm happy with the cut, just under 3 carats. Pretty good, impressive yield, 45% yield, which is really good. There is a little bit of potch visible from the face, but unfortunately it just didn't, that milkiness is in the colour, and I was hoping it would come out as I took it down, but it didn't. So the brightness is a little lackluster. You can see that little bit of potch just along there as well. But all in all, very happy. Right, so now the competition. This is last week's. You can see the difference, yeah. So the Mintabie, in my opinion, is absolutely the winner. I'm valuing this Coober at, this teardrop at $200 per carat. So that's around about $600. So that's from a $200 purchase price. It's triple money, so you can't complain. And this one, I'm valuing at $500 per carat. So that would put it at about $800 for that stone. And then this offcut, I'm valuing, they would just sell that for $100, which is probably a pretty good deal actually. But it is quite directional. So all up, that's triple money as well. So in a sense, when you think about the yield and the profit margin, they're equal in that sense. But if I were to buy these, if I had to pick one of these rough stones to buy, again, I would pick the Mintabie all day, every day, because that brightness is key. And in a low, even in low light, this gem looks good. And it just puts it in the next level, in my opinion. So that's that. Let me know what you guys think. Chuck your comments in. Which one do you think is better? As I mentioned, you know, as far as profit and everything goes, they're both decent. Also, just a little interesting thing here with last week's minty cut. So it was oriented this way, and I sliced that off, and you can see that my slice was actually pretty much on the money, but you can see a tiny bit of the nice colour along that edge there. Just see, so I just got that nice colour when I sliced it. So I possibly could have made it a bigger stone by just grinding all that off and getting it a little bit wider, but I mean it is getting more mossy as it goes over. So anyway, yeah, I thought that was just interesting. I think that was a good slice. So yeah, that's it. Just a quick shout out. So you'll may have watched the video where I cut this stone. It's 30 the 30 carat massive pendant piece came out of that knobby, the big pink knobby. Still a bit of, I need to refinish this. Still from cutting marks and whatnot, but yeah, beautiful piece. And the guy that sold me this is Kenneth, and I'll put his link in the description of the video, and you can go and check his stuff out. He sells rough, and yeah, he sold me this, and he's got some really nice rough, and he's got good prices, so yeah, check him out. Alright, so that's the winner of the day. Let me know what you guys think the winner is and what you think of these stones. Next week we are going to be cutting some knobbies. So this is next week's knobbies. There we go. Look at that one. So this will be next week's cut. 4 pieces, all from the knobby parcel that I bought while I was at the Lightning Ridge Festival. And I'm just working my way through that parcel that I paid $1,000 for, and there's heaps of stones. There's a whole bag full, probably about 100 stones. So yeah, if they cut, $100 to $300 stones, I'm absolutely winning. But anyway, keep your eyes peeled for these next week. Like and subscribe. Thanks everyone for watching and subscribing. You're legends. And hit that subscribe button if you want to see more of this content. And we'll see you next week.